Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
AFP launches Ajax Dagat PA 2025. Philippine Air Force helicopter crashes in Agusan del Sur. Typhoon Tino devastates parts of the Visayas. DepEd pushes for unified class suspension rules.
Hello to everyone, especially to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo in Quezon City. Today is Wednesday, November 5, and this is AFP Committee News, your source for the updates on the armed forces and other developments across the country. I am Rofh Suzon-Abay here to bring you today's stories.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our news, the Armed Forces of the Philippines formally opened the Joint Exercise Dagat PA 2025 at Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City yesterday. AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. led the opening ceremony and emphasized the exercise's goal to strengthen interoperability and capability development among military units. The training focuses on command and control, cyber defense, and field operations. Now in its ninth iteration, Ajax Dagat PA will run until November 14 across the joint operational areas of the Western and Northern Luzon Commands.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Air Force confirmed that one of its Super Huey helicopters crashed yesterday near the headquarters of the 60th Infantry Battalion in Agusan del Sur. According to the Philippine Air Force, the aircraft was part of a 4-helicopter formation flying from Davao to Butuan for a rapid damage assessment and needs analysis mission when it lost communication mid-flight, prompting an immediate search and rescue operations. Authorities later confirmed the recovery of 6 bodies believed to be those of the pilot and crew members, whose identities are being withheld pending notification of their families. Meanwhile, troops from the 68th Infantry Battalion promptly secured the crash site, ensuring area safety and extending full support to the Philippine Air Force in the ongoing investigation.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, let's hear some information from Joanne about the Ajax Dagat PA 2025 commences in Lawag, Ilocos Norte.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines officially launched the Joint Exercise or Ajax Dagat PA 09-2025 at the Lawag Sand Dunes in Barangay Navotas, Lawag City on November 4. The exercise marks the start of a multi-service interoperability training among the Philippine Army, Philippine Navy, Philippine Air Force, Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine Marines, and special participation of the Philippine National Police, designed to enhance joint operational readiness, strengthen defense cooperation, and promote unity among the major service of the AFP. This year's iteration of Ajax Dagat PA or Dagat, Langit at Lupa focuses on combined arms operations, humanitarian assistance and disaster response, internal security operations, and territorial defense drills. The training highlights the AFP's continuing commitment to ensuring a credible defense posture and enhancing the country's capability to respond to both traditional and non-traditional security threats. The activity also reflects the strong partnership between the AFP and the people of Ilocos Norte, showcasing the province's support to national defense and peace efforts. The Ajax Dagat PA 09-2025 will run for several days across selected training areas in Ilocos Norte, culminating in a field training exercise and interoperability demonstration, showcasing the combined strength and coordination of the unified armed forces on November 12, 2025. Meanwhile, the local government unit of Ilocos Norte was advised prior to the said activity together with the chairman of the affected barangays, and as a result, everything is set on the 12th day of this month. This is Joan Sagalk reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Juan from Nolcom.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Philippine Army Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Response Teams launch rescue, evacuation, and clearing operations as Typhoon Tino struck the Visayas and parts of Mindanao yesterday. The 8th Infantry Division led search and rescue efforts for missing residents and cleared roads blocked by debris in Leyte and southern Leyte. In central and western Visayas, the 3rd Infantry Division deployed Hadar teams to assist local responders in relief operations, while the 4th Infantry Division in Caraga helped evacuate families and prepare aid for affected communities. The Philippine Army continues to coordinate closely with government agencies and local units to ensure a fast and unified disaster response.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Air Force marked a major milestone with the completion of the 4-year inspection of its C-295 aircraft tail number 215 during a blessing and turnover ceremony at Villamor Air Base, Pasay City. The inspection was conducted locally by Airbus Defense and Space in partnership with the 4th Maintenance Wing through an over-the-shoulder training program, the second successful in-country major inspection of the aircraft type. Philippine Air Force Commanding General Lieutenant General Arthur Cordura led the ceremony and emphasized the achievement as a step forward in sustaining mission-ready air assets for tactical airlift and disaster response missions. The successful turnover highlights the Air Force's commitment to operational readiness, self-reliance, and excellence in supporting national defense and humanitarian operations.
Armed Forces Radio.
From our report on the ground, let's hear the report of Shaira about MBLT-7 troops sustain relief and rescue operations in northern Palawan amid Typhoon Tino impact.
Yes, good afternoon, Rofh. Troops from the Marine Battalion Landing Team 7 continue humanitarian assistance and disaster response operations across northern Palawan as Typhoon Tino affects the region. MBLT-7 coordinates closely with the Philippine Army's Special Forces, government agencies, and local government units to conduct rescue, evacuation, and relief missions. Marines assisted in evacuations, relief, repacking, and site monitoring in the towns of El Nido, Coron, San Vicente, Rojas, Cuyo, and Taytay. MBLT-7 reaffirmed the unit's unwavering commitment to serve and protect the people of northern Palawan through dedicated humanitarian and disaster operations. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Shaira.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The 501st Infantry Brigade, in partnership with the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, gathered 73 former rebels in Santa Cruz, Ilocos Sur for a reintegration summit. Through the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program, participants received livelihood support, psychosocial services, and skills training to help them rebuild their lives. Government agencies joined the event to coordinate assistance and strengthen collaboration for long-term reintegration. 501st Infantry Brigade Commander Brigadier General Dean Mark Mamaril reaffirmed the Army's commitment in helping former rebels achieve lasting peace and productivity in their communities.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, several individuals were stranded and houses were damaged in part of the Visayas due to severe flooding and strong winds caused by Typhoon Tino. Rescuers evacuated both people and pets, while some roads were rendered impassable due to fallen trees. In Cebu, Provincial Governor Pamela Baricuatro said that the situation is really unprecedented. The governor said they were expecting the winds to be the dangerous part, but the water is what's truly putting their people at risk as the flood waters are devastating.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now some information from Jai about 39IB supports fish dispersal program for sustainable livelihood.
Yes, Rofh, the 39th Infantry Battalion participated in the distribution of tilapia and catfish fingerlings at the demo farm in New Corilla, Makilala, Cotabato. The activity, spearheaded by the Makilala Local Government Unit and Makilala Agriculture Services Office, benefited 81 local farmers and fisher folks. Among the beneficiaries were friends rescued individuals supported through reintegration and livelihood initiatives. The 39th IB remains committed in promoting peace, sustainability, and community development through agricultural and livelihood programs. This is Jai reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD National News.
Over 1,400 families or more than 5,000 individuals have moved to evacuation centers due to strong winds and heavy rains brought by Typhoon Tino in Butuan City. This is based on the report from the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Department. At least 20 evacuation centers have been activated to serve as temporary shelters for evacuees. Personnel of the city's Social Welfare and Development Office also continue to distribute relief goods and other necessities to the evacuation sites.
DWDD National News.
Moreover, Malacanang assured the public that the government is continuously monitoring the effects of Typhoon Tino. Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro said that some members of the cabinet will visit the provinces most affected by the typhoon. Castro said that Tino has affected more than 340,000 individuals in Mimaropa, Bicol, Western and Central Visayas, Eastern Visayas, Caraga, and Negros Island region. She added that the Department of Social Welfare Development has prepositioned food packs and relief goods in the affected regions, which are now ready for distribution.
Armed Forces Radio.
And on the other line, let's hear more from Leonor regarding NAEC and Bread Talk Philippines spread kindness through bread giving activity.
The Naval Ammunition and Explosive Centers, in partnership with Bread Talk Philippines Incorporated through Bread Talk Charity, conducted a bread-giving activity for students of San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School. The initiative aimed to share joy and appreciation with young learners and teachers while promoting the value of compassion and generosity. This outreach effort forms part of NAEC's ongoing commitment to community service and partnership beyond its military mission. Through this act of kindness, NAEC and Bread Talk reaffirmed their dedication in building stronger, more caring communities. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, 1FP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, the National Housing Authority announced that it has extended its condonation program until December 31, 2025. This aims to ease the burden on housing beneficiaries affected by calamities across the country. The Condonation 7 program waives 100% of penalties and delinquency interest, as well as 95% of unpaid amortization interest for thousands of the agency's delinquent accounts. According to the agency's latest data, a total of 497.951 million in interest charges has been condoned for 9,850 beneficiaries' families of NHA.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education is working with other government agencies to establish a unified and science-based guideline for class suspension announcements. This aims to balance learners' safety with the long-term impact of lost school days on education outcomes. The DepEd pushed for a national protocol on class suspensions to ensure consistency and minimize learning loss during calamities. Education Secretary Sonny Angara said they must face and prepare for the challenges that disasters bring to education. He added that they cannot stop a typhoon, but they can improve the readiness so that decisions are swift, clear, and orderly when the safety and future of the children are at stake.
Armed Forces Radio.
And more updates from Beth Tanyete about 6FAB launches property and financial management training.
The 6th Fed Artillery Battalion begins a 2-week property and financial management training. The training focuses on improving assets accountability, budgeting, and the procurement practices among personnel. It aims to enhance efficiency and transparency in handling military resources. The initiative reflects 6th FAB's commitment of effective resource management and strengthened mission readiness. This is Bethanyata reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Bethanyete.
DWDD National News.
Meanwhile, the Independent Commission for Infrastructure has called on the Ombudsman to probe former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan and Undersecretaries Roberto Bernardo and Maria Catalina Cabral. This is for possible breach of the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for public officials over a 69.4 million peso ghost project in Plaridel, Bulacan. ICI Chairperson Andres Reyes Jr. identified the project as the Riverbank Protection Structure in Barangay Bagong Silang, Plaridel, Bulacan, which was earlier flagged by the Commission on Audit for being constructed in a mismatched project site which falls short of the approved specifications. The said project, built by top-notch Catalyst Builders Incorporated, also does not have supported documents for validation. Reyes added that the public office means a sacrifice for the betterment of the Philippine people and not to make the officials' life better at the expense of the people.
DWDD National News.
Justice Secretary Frederick Vida assured the public that there is no cover-up in the ongoing investigation into alleged corruption in the flood control projects. He added that the Department of Justice will pursue the probe strictly based on evidence, due process, and the rule of law. Vida says the DOJ remains hopeful that the first batch of cases may be ready for filing by December, noting that investigators are working to meet the timeline without compromising procedural integrity. He stressed that the DOJ remains committed to transparency and fairness as they work closely with the Office of the Ombudsman.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from MJ about 14th IB leads evacuation relief efforts due to Typhoon Tino.
The 14th Infantry Battalion, in coordination with the City Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office and partner agencies, conducted preemptive evacuation, road clearing, and relief operations across the 5th District of Leyte and Southern Leyte. Troops distributed food packs, set up temporary shelters, and carried out loudspeaker operations to inform residents of safety measures. These proactive efforts aim to minimize risk and ensure community preparedness ahead of Typhoon Tino. The Avenger Battalion reaffirmed its commitment to safeguard lives and maintain readiness amid the approaching storm. This is MJ reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, MJ.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will not intervene with the House of Representatives' investigation into the Manila Bay Dolomite Beach project. Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro cited the separation of powers between Congress and the executive. She added that the president would not interfere with the lawmakers' mandate. Last Monday, the House Public Accounts Committee announced it is set to conduct a public hearing into the status of the controversial beach project. The first hearing will be held on November 17.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has ordered the Department of Information and Communications Technology to prepare for possible distributed denial of service or DDoS cyber attacks today, November 5. Citing a message from the DICT, Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro said the department confirmed receiving such a directive from the President. The DICT reported to Malacanang that had activated Oplan Cyberdome to ensure that all digital services of the government are protected and ready to respond to any DDoS attacks. The agency also said the public is assured that the government and the private sectors are working hand in hand to ensure all digital services are available and secure.
DWDD National News.
The Department of Education called for the full and sustained funding of all education mandates. DepEd emphasized that continued investment is vital to address the country's literacy challenges. It added that with the support of the President, they are aligning resources, streamlining functions, and focusing on foundational learning and literacy recovery. The department also said several key reforms are already in motion, including the rollout of the streamlined K-10 and senior high school curricula, nationwide teacher training programs, and the establishment of the DepEd Principals Academy.
DWDD Armed Forces
And
News.
that concludes today's broadcast, and thank you for tuning in, especially to our audience on AFP Radio, DWDD's Facebook page. Be sure to join and catch us again tomorrow for more stories and updates, same time and same station. Once again, this is Rofh Suzon-Abay for AFP Committed News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio. Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.